Imagine you just got locked out of your primary business account. Your clients are waiting, money is draining, and you cannot get in. Does this sound familiar? Here's the thing. That moment has destroyed businesses, real ones with real money on the line, and it almost always comes down to one completely avoidable problem: passwords. Did you know the average person has 100 passwords to remember? 100 passwords! And if you're an entrepreneur, multiply that. Email accounts, payment processors, ad platforms, hosting, contractors, software subscriptions. It just never seems to end. So today I'm going to show you the one tool that every smart entrepreneur is quietly using to solve this forever, and why, if you're not using it, you're basically leaving your business unlocked on a busy street. Without further ado, let's get into it. First, let's talk about why passwords are a bigger deal for entrepreneurs than basically anyone else. When you run a business, you're not just protecting your personal Netflix account. You're protecting revenue. You're protecting client data. You're protecting your entire reputation. Think about everything you have logins for right now. Maybe your website backend, your email marketing platform, your accounting software, your team's shared tools. And here's the scary part. Most entrepreneurs handle this one of three ways. Option one, they reuse the password everywhere. It's convenient, sure, but it's also catastrophic if one of those accounts gets breached. They're all breached. Number two, they write passwords down in a notebook, or worse, on a sticky note, maybe on their monitor or underneath their keyboard. You'd be surprised how many times I have found a sticky note under a keyboard or on the backside underneath on the desk. Now, option three, they forget the passwords and constantly spend real billable time doing password resets every single week. One study found that users spend an average of 11 hours per year just on password resets. 11 hours. For a solo entrepreneur, that's money. That's client work, and that's gone. All right, so here's where we get to the good stuff. A password manager is basically an encrypted, secured digital vault that stores all of your passwords in one place. You remember one master password and it handles everything else. But here's where people get it wrong. They think it's just storage. It's actually so much more than that. A good password manager will generate crazy strong passwords for you automatically. I mean, like 20 character random strings that no hacker is ever going to guess. It will autofill your login details on websites and apps so you're not typing anything and incorrectly entering the password. It will also alert you if any of your passwords have been compromised in a data breach. And the best ones will let you share passwords securely with team members or contractors without ever actually showing them the password. Now that last one, that one right there is a game changer for entrepreneurs, because think about it. How do you currently give a virtual assistant access to your social media? Do you text them the password? Maybe you email it. Both of those are security nightmares. And speaking of team access, stick with me, because here shortly I'm going to show you exactly how to set up password sharing so your team has what they need and you stay in complete control. Okay, so now you're probably wondering, which password manager should I actually use? There are a handful of solid options, and honestly, any of them are probably better than what you're currently using if you're not using a password manager. The bottom line on picking one, don't overthink it. Pick one that fits your budget, set it up this week, and you'll be immediately more secure than more than 90% of small businesses out there. I'll be posting videos on the various major options that are on the market now, so be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you'll be notified when they drop. Alright, so let's make this real practical. Here's how you get started. Step 1, download and install the app. You want the browser extension and the mobile app. The browser extension is what handles the autofill magic when you're logging into websites. Most managers work on Chrome, Firefox, Safari, Edge, pretty much all the major browsers. Step 2 is to create your master password, and this is one password you actually have to memorize. So make it count, but also make it memorable. Here's the trick. Use a passphrase instead of a random string of characters. Something like blue truck exclamation point coffee 42 park is actually more secure than capital X pound K9 $M capital Q exclamation point, and it's way easier to remember. Now step 3 is import your existing passwords. Most password managers can pull in saved passwords directly from your browser with just one click. Chrome, Safari, Firefox, they all have export options, and this takes usually less than 5 minutes, and suddenly all your existing stuff is organized in one place. Now, step 4 is start letting it generate new passwords for you. Every time you create a new account or update an old one, let the manager generate the password for you. Just hit the generate button, save it, and done. You never even have to see the password. The manager handles everything. If you do these 4 steps and you're genuinely set up, that's it. One question I do get a lot with password managers is, what if I forget the master password? Easy answer is, don't forget it. If you forget the master password, oftentimes you can't get back in the system. You can sometimes set up recovery options, but the best option is to set up the master password with something you will remember. Another big question is, what if something happens and the password in the system is deleted from the vault or it just doesn't work? That one is much easier. Just reset the password and generate a new strong password. Most systems have the option at login for forgot password, and you can create a new password from within the tool and be back in business quickly. Okay, I promised I'd talk about team sharing, and here's where we get to that part. So imagine you have a virtual assistant who needs access to your social media scheduler, or a bookkeeper who needs your accounting software login, or a web developer who needs your hosting credentials. Here's what most entrepreneurs do. They just give them the password, and then the contractor leaves 6 months later, and you have no idea if they still have access. That is a real security risk. And I don't say any of that to scare you. I say that because it's genuinely happening to so many people every day. With a password manager, here's how you do it properly. You create a shared vault or a shared folder within the system. You drop the relevant passwords in there, you grant your contractor access to just that folder, then they can log in and do their work. But here's the beautiful part. They never actually see the password. The password manager autofills it for them. And when they're done working with you, you remove their access. One click and done. The passwords are still yours, the access is controlled, no awkward, hey, can you delete that email I sent you conversation? No need to reset or update the password either. Just revoke access and it's done. This is why this is called the entrepreneur's secret weapon. It's not just about convenience, it's about actually having security infrastructure like a large business, even if you're a team of 1. Now I know what some of you may be thinking, wait, so I'm putting all my passwords in one place? Isn't that like the biggest target imaginable? That's a fair question, and the answer is kind of, but also no.
Yes, but no.
Here's how good password managers actually protect you. Your vault is encrypted using something called AES 256-bit encryption. That is some high-level stuff.
Good stuff, good stuff.
It's the same encryption that banks and large enterprises use. And here's the critical part. Most reputable password managers use what's called zero-knowledge architecture. That means even they can't see your passwords. The encryption and decryption happens on your device, not on their servers. So even if someone hacked the company's servers, they'd get a bunch of encrypted gibberish that's essentially useless without your master password. Compare that to your current situation where the passwords might be saved in your browser, which has no such protection, or written on a sticky note which has approximately zero security. The password manager is generally the safer choice by a mile. The one thing you do need to protect fiercely is your master password. Don't write it in your email. Don't text it to anyone. If you have to, write it on paper, store it somewhere physically secure, and ideally you want to set up two-factor authentication on your password manager account as well. Now let's talk about money for a second because we're entrepreneurs and that's an important topic of conversation. A premium password manager costs somewhere between $3 and $5 per month for personal use. Business plans may be a little bit more, but split across the team, it's still relatively small. Now remember those 11 hours per year spent on password resets I mentioned earlier? If your time is worth $50 an hour, that's $550 in lost productivity annually just from password headaches. A password manager pays for itself in the first month and saves you hundreds after that. And that's not even counting the cost of a security breach. The average cost of a data breach for a small business is over $200,000. And I'm not saying that to be dramatic. I'm saying it because when you look at those numbers, a $5 a month subscription is one of the highest ROI purchases a small business can make. So let me give you a super clean action plan so this doesn't just stay a YouTube video you watched and completely forgot about. This week, just this week, do 3 things. Number 1, pick a password manager. I'd suggest starting with Proton Pass, especially if budget is tight. I've placed my affiliate link in the description down below that will give you the first month for just $1 and it's $5 a month after that. Number 2, set it up with the browser extension and import your existing passwords. This is a one-time 15-minute task. And number 3, the next time you log into any account and ask you to save the password, let the password manager handle it. Start building the good habits right there. That's generally it. 3 steps, 1 week, and you will have made your business measurably more secure and more efficient than it was before you ever watched this video. Look, the entrepreneurs who scale, the ones who build real businesses that last, they're not necessarily smarter than everyone else. They just have better systems. And a password manager is one of those quiet foundational systems that once you set it up, it just works in the background every single day. It protects your revenue, it saves your time, it lets you share access with your team without losing control. And honestly, it just removes one more thing from that mental load you're already carrying. Now, if you found this video helpful and useful, and I mean actually useful, hit subscribe because every week I cover practical tools and strategies to help entrepreneurs work smarter without all the complicated jargon. There's a new video dropping each week on topics I recommend for a lean, efficient, and secure online business. Remember to stay smart, hit subscribe, drop a comment down below, and I'll see you in the next one.